Welcome to Earth Magic Tree Keeper podcast. I'm your host, Camilla Blossom. Honor the earth and tree mysteries. Take a moment with me to remember and feel your connection with the ancient trees, the keepers of Mother Earth's wisdom. Let's attune to the voices of the trees. Be inspired by intimate stories of spiritual earth initiation, tree spirit medicine, magical guests, and energetic light weaving of co-creative nature relationships with the seen and unseen realms of nature. The episode today will be connecting to the spirit of earth. It's really about relationship. What is your relationship with the earth? What is evolving in your relationship with the earth? So we will be exploring that today in ways to understand our own relationship and ways we may want to view that. My motto that I received driving over a river at Indian Creek and Hood River, this voice, this spirit came to me and it said, "We are not here to heal the earth. We are here to heal our relationship with Mother Earth." And it was such a profound voice and understanding that it became my guiding force, my motto for my work. And so I thought that this is a beautiful opportunity to look at this, hear this voice, and explore what that really means. We are in a time of great change, the evolution of the planet, the evolution of humanity. It's happening very rapidly. A lot is falling away around us. So I feel this is a good time to really look at the relationship we do have with the earth and how that's changing and how we can evolve and be in deeper connection and relationship with her. What I've noticed too, especially in the healer, light workers, starseed communities, that many of us learned, to heal, to rescue, to save, to help, to bring these energies forward in our work. And that included our work in planetary healing and light work and grid work and that kind of energy of healing. But it's so important for us, and whether you are a light worker or starseed or not, to really look at that. Are you trying to rescue? Are you trying to use your human kind of power in a way that really serves the planet? To me, I have found that having a relationship with the earth is not about rescuing, healing. It's definitely showing up for the roles. I do a lot of grid work. I do a lot of planetary healing. I work with the water. I work with land. I'm all in it. But I've noticed more and more and more as I've gone on, there's this need to really be clear and careful and mindful of our relationship and how we work with the energies of the earth, the portals, the grids, the waters, the listening, the elementals, and come into co-creative partnership. As we know, much of the matrix and the way our culture and earth has evolved more recently has been in a relationship of dominion, of overpowering, of feeling that the humans have power over the earth, that we can do what we want. So we have these kind of interesting forces of save and rescue the earth from one band, and then kind of the perpetrators of the clear cuts and the pollution and the destruction. So really those are part of the disempowerment triad, those perpetrator, rescuer, savior. And so I would like to put forward new evolving ways for us to work with the earth that do not have any of that as part of our relationship. And so we'll explore that. explore ways to connect, and also an exercise that I do with all my clients the first time I connect with them, to see where they are in that relationship, see where their roots go, how deep their roots go in the earth. So one of the what I would like to see, I guess, and I think a lot of us listening here, envisioning this new earth, envisioning this new world, how can we create it? How do we bring this forward? I know one of the ways that I've been told more recently as a role, and some of you may relate with this, like working on the grids, working on the structure, the circulation, the system of energy, movement, spiritual movement on the earth. That some places don't necessarily just need repair, but they need whole new grids. They need whole new fields of energy. So I believe that is really a role of humanity in this time of change on the planet, is that we are here to be in roles. I know the indigenous people say all humans have the role of nurturing the planet that they live on. So I'd like to really remind us, right, that we are here to nurture the earth. And part of that for me, kind of the old way I see a relationship is, oh, you buy land, you build your house, you landscape, put in your driveway, you do all those things, even if you love the land and care for it. But in my world, I like to see before you build, before you landscape, before you put in your driveway, before you do those things, that you really spend time, maybe camp on your land, sleep on your land for a week. What does the land want? What's the purpose of the land? What does the earth there say to you? What kind of relationship do you want to have? I think we've been so culturized and trained to just go ahead and do what we want because we want that on the land and we own the land. And so this is a real big change of paradigm for us to be considering. Yeah, we can build houses and make beautiful places and connections, but how do we do that? How do we connect and listen and co-create with the land, with the trees, with the elementals? Maybe they don't want your house there. It's too near the tree roots. Maybe they want a different driveway in a different location. Maybe they want you to plant the garden in a very specific place, or the flower garden here and the vegetable garden there. Like, you can listen, and I've done this. So I've had that experience of the magic and beauty when you really listen to what wants to come through. And that's really about living a spiritual and intuitively guided life. And also really embodying earth consciousness. I mean, I feel that is my job. And I think a lot of us listening, our job is to anchor and embody earth consciousness, right? And broadcast that and be one with that, be one with all of creation, all of nature, because we are nature. I'd also like to bring forward this idea as we explore our relationship with Mother Earth is, I call her mother. I associate her with that force of mother, the grandmother, the feminine. But I also recognize that may be limiting. Maybe the earth is both. And that spirit, whether you call it Gaia, Atera, Pachamama, there's all different names. However you relate with the spirit of earth and connecting with her, like, I invite you to explore that. Is she your mother? Does she care for you that way? Or is she your lover? Is she someone you want to partner with and marry the land where you live and really work in a very beloved, sacred way with the earth? So that's something to explore. I know the indigenous man I traveled with, Marshall Jack, he really felt the earth was very young, that she's a young woman. And so in some cases, seeing her as a young woman may change your idea of like how you would relate with her, right? I have a client that sees herself as her big sister. You may find, yeah, that you want to be protective of her in a different way than if she's, ancient and old, like a mother or grandmother. So that's something to explore as you evolve your relationship. Like, how do you really see the earth? And maybe you don't need to use Mother Earth if that doesn't feel right. So, co creative relationship is really what I think is the intention for connecting with the spirit of the earth. She wants us to connect in relationship that is like equals, that we have a seat at the table. We are part of the circle. We aren't above and below any other being here, any small or big or land or water or earth, that we are here as part of the oneness, as part of creation. And when I was doing a lot of shamanic healing work um, in the past, I kept getting this beautiful vision of a throne. And whenever I would circle with these different beings, and the land council and the different fairy realms, elemental realms, trees, dragons, different spirits of earth, guardians and aspects of the earth that I would gather with in the other world, in my visionary work. And I was shown this throne and told to sit on the throne, to take my place in the circle as a sovereign being, as a queen, a fairy queen, a human leader, guide, medicine woman, and embody and hold my own space with the spirits as an ancient one as well. And so that took me some time over the years to kind of level up, to recognize who I am, to hold that power, and to be in that relationship. So that might be something to explore too, is how we can really move up and hold our power, be embodied in our full power in order to have these kind of relationships that the earth, the elementals, and fairy realms wish us to have with them. But these co-creative relationships are really about reciprocity. They're about giving to the earth in service, receiving from the earth, being in that sacred relationship of love, beauty, and truth. That listening I talked about, listening to what the land, what the waters, what the spirits need, what they want to create with us, what they may need help healing. So partnering with the earth and the aspects of her, I feel, is a big piece of that connection that we as humans are learning and growing with and evolving and recognizing. And I know to really honor the Native American, Indigenous people, those of the cultures where they've really held that guardianship, that protector spirit, that water keeper, earth keeper, that wisdom through time. So really want to honor all the wisdom keepers of the human tribes and places around the world that hold this, that carry it, that bring this forward and help us remember what that pure connection is like. And I have to say, when I've met there's a couple times when I met medicine people. One was the Charlie Tom in Mount Shasta. And when I met him, my heart just completely opened. I got to visit his home and see photographs of the mountain and the lands where he had been working for his whole life and probably generations, and seeing those and meeting him and being in his presence. I really kind of, my heart sort of broke down, like in a softening way, like broke open, and realized, oh, what a beautiful model and example of someone who's so in love with the earth, just deeply, deeply in love with the earth. And you could feel it being with him. You could feel his heart. You could feel his commitment, his dedication through eons with through his ancestor, through his blood, right? So I just feel that's such a beautiful reminder and way that we can learn to soften and open and keep going deeper. I know many of us are migrants, immigrants from other lands, and we've had that disconnect from our homeland, from that relationship where we came from. So I know that's something for many of us to heal. And also we have ancestors that that took over, that used power over and genocide and violence to take over lands. And so there is a lot of trauma, of course, a lot of healing needed. And so this relationship with the earth and each other is so important. And in exploring this relationship with the earth, it really shows us a mirror or reflection of our relationship with ourselves. So seeing what kind of way you connect and have relationship with the earth will tell you something about yourself, and also what relationship you have with yourself will tell you what relationship you can have with the earth. If you're really learning to love yourself, then you're really learning to love the earth, right? And other people and in your relationship. So we really can only love and offer where we're at. And that's beautiful. That's perfect. We're all in the perfect place on our healing journey, or where we are in our evolution. We came for very specific reasons to honor that. But to really consider that reflection of your relationship with you, your relationship with your body. Are you loving your body? Is your energy spirit in your body? Are you able to enjoy that deep physical experience of having a body and caring for it and keeping it healthy, or working with whatever is going on in your body? It's also your relationship with your presence, your consciousness, because we're here to have an earthly experience. We're not in spirit floating around. So we need, whether you're a light worker working in the cosmos and the star nation, yeah, I get it. I do all that too. But it's not really gonna be effective if you're not in your body, on the earth, grounded, embodied. And that's how we access the relationship with the earth. It's also our relationship, excuse me, with abundance. You know, our relationship with our body is key for how we bring through prosperity, abundance, finances, what gifts come through, the wealth that we feel in life, because the earth is the precious riches of this life. Like that's where we receive the bounty, is from the earth. And I know that's a paradigm shift as well, or actually a return to the truth about abundance, the truth about healing, the truth about being embodied in here, is that relationship we have. And, you know, we have been thinking about consciousness. Our nervous system is where we run through our spine, right? And our whole body, our brain. And so our nervous system is what carries is that electrical force and energy of ascension that carries and holds our consciousness, our spirit, our connection to God, Goddess, to the earth, to her spirit. And so by connecting with the nervous system and recognizing that connection, it's almost like plugging in with our nervous system into the oneness of Mother Earth is how we change those belief systems that don't serve and embody the ones that do. And some of the belief systems that we have been told that have been carried in our nervous system, they're really myths, of course. And one is that we are separate from nature, that we are separate from the divine, that we are not one. And so this is part of the path of evolution for us to recognize that's not true. And what's beautiful about the earth is we can connect into the crystalline grid, which you can intend to do right now, and I'll also cover it shortly. That when you connect into the crystalline grid with your nervous system, you're connecting into all the crystals, the whole communication system of the earth, the oneness, the flow of energy, of light, of magic, of the higher evolution. And when you connect in, you can imagine this right now, then you are gently and gradually, if you haven't already, releasing those old belief systems. Those beliefs or myths that you are separate, that you are separate from the divine and that you are separate from nature. And so that's a beautiful way to open your connection more. Recently, I shared a message directly from the earth with my YouTube community. And it just felt so important. I want to bring that through again. And that is when I asked the earth what she wanted us to know, she said that we need to move deeper into our bodies, that we need to really embody this presence, our spirit, deeper into our bodies in order to access a relationship with her, to access listening, a connection, magic, a spiritual awakening, evolutionary connection with her. And it just felt like it definitely resonated with my community. But it was such a beautiful, strong reminder that we need to do the work or the healing in order to be available for these relationships, for the opening to communication and communion and oneness with nature, with the earth, with that spirit. And it's a joyful journey to do that. It's very beautiful and fulfilling. It's also challenging at times, but it's so worth it for us to really work with the healing of our traumas, the healing of our dis-ease, imbalance, emotional imbalances, whatever we're faced with, the more that we can open. And nature is the healer of that. I've had so many amazing healings from the earth, laying on her belly, receiving earth energy, working with the fairy realms, working with the unicorns, working with the trees and plants and flower essences. So there is enormous healing that pours out of the earth all the time. And actually, it's the earth energy rising up from the earth into our body that heals us physically. Like if we are not connected and rooted in our bodies, we don't have access to the full healing that's available to us. And so to really consider, if you're doing healing, to bring that energy of the earth up into your body. You can also go barefoot on the earth, lay down with your belly on the earth. Any way you can connect with nature very physically will support that. And if you can't go outside, just be inside and imagine the earth energy moving up through you. So this embodiment is really key to this relationship with earth. And so I think it does remind us, we talk about this a lot in circles that I'm in, the healing circles, that you really have to heal yourself, before you can help others or even have relationships in certain ways. And so I think this is once again a reminder, the importance of heal thyself, and keep opening to the beauty of that. And it's really that way of seeing ourselves. I like to see ourselves as a tree, and I'm going to be doing a connection here in a moment for us. But seeing that these roots that we have roots here. We all have ancestors that go back very far in the past. They go back through a lot of trauma, I'm sure, for all of us, and all the way back through beginning ancestors who've been on the earth. And so it's beautiful to consider your ancestors. And if you've had, like many of us, dysfunction in your more immediate family, parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, even great-grandparents, like if you go back far enough to your ancient ancestors, the ones that cared for the land, that were the farmers, the medicine people, the tenders, the keepers of the water, like there are numerous ancestors that were very, very connected and one, and had relationships, deep relationships. That was probably the deepest relationship in their life, was with earth and the seasons and the weather and the crops and the or gathering in the forest or hunting, picking berries, right? Like all the ways that our ancestors had super deep roots into the earth. And so I think when we think of those ancestors, like they were fully in their bodies, right? You had to be physically present and there in order to be able to survive and to live and to thrive. So I want to honor those ancestors of all of us that go way back, and invite, you can invite those healed and whole ancestors that were at one with their relationship with the earth, to help guide and teach you how to do that, and how to feel that and recognize and remember it in your own body. So I'd like to talk now a little about ways to connect deeper into your relationship. And then I'd like to do an exercise with you. When I mentioned that when I work with people as in a mentorship, spiritual mentorship capacity, the first session, I always do this. I do a guided meditation that's like activating the tree of life, or exploring the tree of life, that is the energy system that works through the human body. And that's a way for me to gauge and recognize, and also for the person as they're doing it with me, to kind of explore and look at what's the energetic spiritual flow in your body related to the earth and also spirit. But what are those roots look like? What do those roots mean? And so I'm going to go through that with you, so you can have an experience of exploring, your relationship to your ancestors, to the earth, to how deep that goes, what that feels like, what might be showing up. And so, yeah, it's a wonderful exploration. But first, I'd like to just talk about some ways, like that way that we'll be doing is very much a grounding exercise, right? Where you're really rooting your energy. A lot of people work with cords, sending down cords from your navel, your umbilicus, or your root chakra down as channels of light to click into the center of the earth. And that's beautiful. You can even imagine that right now. So that kind of grounding will all be going through the grounding through your feet, but also on your feet. I recommend, and the grandmothers keep talking about this, the ancient ones, like seeing spirals on the bottom of your feet. And that will help open those, the feet chakras, like your opening and flow of energy up and down through your feet. So imagine the spirals moving the bottom of your feet, the soles of your feet, and that will help open the flow up and down of the spirit and the energy and the magic between you and nature and the earth. And of course, there's many, many ways people build their connection, their love. You can create altars to, I call them land altars, and I do this with all my land alchemy students, where I invite them to create an altar to find somewhere in the land, guided by the spirit of the land, where there is energy about connecting in relationship with the elementals, the fairy realms, the trees, the unseen and seen spirits of the land. And so that's a beautiful way to move around your land and find a location. Because as you work, you can put crystals there, you can put a stone circle, you can put, a fairy house, you can decorate with flowers and give offerings. I always suggest give offerings there as gifts like flowers or mica or cornmeal, honey or wine, gifts to the spirit realms, and ask permission to work with your land and to communicate with them. And so you're actually setting up a portal, an altar, or maybe that you did it right on an altar or a portal, an earth portal. And so this is a place where as you work with it, the more you work with it, the more the relationship can build. So if even once a week you go out and do a prayer for the land and a prayer to open to listening to the land and the spirit, then you're building energy. So each time you go, it will get stronger, the relationship will build, you're like opening the doorway to relationship. And these beings are aspects of the earth. They're part of the earth. And even like the dragons, like as guardians of land, for me are like guardians of the earth wisdom. They're part of the earth. And so building those relationships through a land altar, through that communication with what I call the land council. It's also, if you have, so that's kind of working with your own land, also gardens. And I had a unicorn garden and when I was living in Mosier, Oregon, and it came about because I asked the land, where does it want a garden? I actually asked the stars too. I was guided, not just the land, but asked the stars, like, what is this garden? Where does it want to be? And there was an existing garden that said, yes, we want to be here and we want you to do these things. And it ended up being a unicorn garden. It had all these horseshoe shaped gardens in it for each of the elements. And so the earth, air, fire, and water. And then I noticed from a bigger view that it looked like each of these horseshoe shaped gardens were placed as if a huge unicorn had put their feet down and let go of their horseshoe. And so it became like a unicorn garden with an honoring of that spirit and the elementals. We did lots of healings there, work on the lands, became this huge power center for the area, for land healing, for water healing, for ceremony, for connecting with elementals. And so I guess why I wanted to tell you that story is because I asked. And the reason it became so amazing and powerful and such a teacher for me and such an amazing, beautiful, life-changing experience was because I asked where and what and how all along. I was listening the whole time. It wasn't just, oh, I want to put a garden here because it looks nice. It was really asking. And so that's part of, as you do your regular, beautiful work in your gardens, just consider, the fairies. Like maybe the plant that you bought, the rose bush, like doesn't want to be planted where you want it to be. It might rather be somewhere else. So really listen to the plants. They'll tell you where they want to go. Listen to the garden, listen to the spirits of your land. And yeah, I think it's a kind of a great exercise in letting go of control, letting go of expectations of what we want, of that human, oh, I'm in control. This is my garden. This is my land, that kind of possession energy, and working in a bigger, more higher perspective about what is this all about? And you'll be surprised, like the unicorn garden, as I was working on it, I had no clue what was going to happen. And that was the joy of the mystery all along the way of building something with spirit and in the state of mystery. And then as I went on, and even other people would come in and say, oh my God, this is this. Oh, wow, I never thought of that before. And that dance of creation with the earth and the spirits. And then like, oh my gosh, this is like more expansive and amazing than anything I thought possible, because I was co-creating with the earth. So I invite that. And of course, ceremonies, blessings, prayers. There's so many beautiful ways to build that relationship, and really remembering to hold that strong intention for what you do want. What do you want in your relationship? You can ask for that, and you can ask at your altar or put an offering out on the sacred site or the waters you love, and ask, how can I open my relationship with the earth and connect with her spirit, connect with that love, with her as a beloved, to be in a really deep, stronger, more committed relationship. And I know many of us at this time on the planet are opening to our roles or to ourselves as earth guardians, as nature communicators, as voices for these beings. So I encourage you to do that, to claim that and live it. So now I want to guide you on this beautiful experience. And so I'm just going to kind of talk you through what I do. And so you can kind of decide how deep you want to go with it. But even just hearing me say it, you'll be receiving kind of the energy, the spirit, the magic of Mother Earth. I am a voice for her. I do carry that, embody that earth consciousness. And so a lot that comes through me and my voice is really as a conduit for Mother Earth as well. And that may be true for you too. So we are going to move into being trees. So I invite you just to imagine you are a tree. And if you have a favorite one, feel free to bring that one through and merge with that energy, become that tree, or just be the tree that you are. And we're going to be working with our inner energy. So just using your imagination, you can be playful, pretend, and allow, receive. So just letting go of your ideas about anything, your judgments, but just let yourself sort of be playful and open and receive. Because this is really more about the energy than it is doing anything right or having it turn out a certain way, having outcomes. All right, so we're going to, I invite you to imagine, first maybe take a couple deep breaths into your heart and feel your divine love self. Connect with your heart. Breathe a couple of deep breaths there. And we're going to open to connecting to the spirit of earth. Doesn't matter what, if you're religious or spiritual or not. You can also call it connecting with the energy or magic of the earth. I invite you to let your energy gather into your own body, and then let your energy sink down into your womb space, your hara space, and kind of bring that love from your heart and send it down into your lower into your body. A place of pleasure and relationship. And we'll send it a little lower into your root crown. And if you think about your root chakra, like the opposite of your spirit crown, which can be seen as a blooming flower on your head, you can see your blooming root chakra as a flower or an open space. So we're just sinking more into our bodies, letting go of anything around, gathering up our own energy to ourselves. Beautiful. And now we're going to, imagine a cord of energy just from that root chakra all the way down. Just let it flow without any effort. Just use your intention down into the center of the earth. Beautiful. Now we're going to bring attention to our feet and imagine roots of a tree growing from each of your feet. And just see if you can sense, feel, see, envision, know what is happening with each of those roots. But just with your intention, let those roots kind of grow down, move down into the earth, just gently, gently. And you can imagine them taking up the whole space inside the earth, like make them as big as you want. And the intention is they're going to go all the way down, but separately, all the way down into the center of the earth to connect there. So just watch what your roots are doing. And there's roots on your right side. Just see how deep they go. Can you send them into the earth at all? Are they wide? Are they strong and powerful? Are they watery, flexible? Just kind of tune into them. And these roots on this right side are more about your masculine lineage. So the men that came in your bloodline. So for those, tuning in, if you notice very deep roots that go all the way to the earth, beautiful. If you notice that you can't really get your roots in the earth, you may have some healing with with men or the masculine within yourself. So this is good information. There's no judgment. It's just learning like what is going on for you with your relationship with the masculine and feminine in your lineage. And so it can also be, if you don't feel your roots are going very deep, that you don't feel safe on the earth, if you've had a lot of trauma, a lot of hard experiences, it's very understandable why it's hard to connect deeply into the body, into your body, and create deep roots. And so as we do this, we just invite that loving connection with the earth or spirit to be present with you. And I didn't do the crystalline grid, so we can do that now as well. Just intend that you're connecting with the crystalline grid of Mother Earth into her oneness, into her spirit, into her love. See if that helps your roots go deeper. So that's information for you about the masculine energy that runs in your body, or that you are in a relationship with that's healthy, or that there's more that you need to work with. And then the left side, I want you to check on the roots on your left side, which is your feminine lineage, the women in your lineage, and allow that to go as deep as you can in the earth, keeping those roots separate from the right, and just see how they feel, or sense, or know, or the vision of that. And again, if they don't go deep, that's fine. You're just getting information about your connection. Beautiful. And just notice what those roots look like. Ultimately, a really healthy tree self and roots would be very expansive, all the way into the center of the earth, spreading wide, flowing. And also now I invite you to allow the energy of the earth, the love, the sweetness, the nurturing, the rich, beautiful soil, mycelium network, all that is in the earth, those frequencies, that medicine, that magic, just allow that energy to flow up your roots and into your body. So just watch what happens. And I encourage no efforting. Don't try to make this happen. Just allow. You're receiving, and this will give you information about how you receive, or if you're having some blocks to receiving, or not feeling really safe. Just however you can receive this energy, allow that to gently, gently. It's sweet, it's loving, it's light, it's crystalline. It's beautiful medicine for healing and connection. And you can even ask this energy to go to places in your body that you need healing, whether that's emotional or physical, mental. And so I invite you to just allow that earth energy to flow up into your body. And then we'll go up and imagine your crown like you're opening, your arms like branches, and that your tree above is spreading your branches, your leaves, your flowers above to the sun. And we'll also connect to the crystalline grid above, connect to the sun, the great central sun, and the cosmic sun, and the galactic core. So we're just opening to the receiving from above. And as well, allowing that energy from the sun to shine down into your crown, into your branches and flowers and leaves, and being filling up your body from above. And then imagining mixing the divine and the earth energy in your heart, in your womb and hara space, and flowing as a conduit up and down your body. Beautiful. So just tune in. Yeah, see if you can get like a vision or that feeling or some any more information, understanding of how you run your energy. And that can also relate to how, like the ancestors, let's say you have your roots aren't as deep on the right side because there's issues about being in patriarchy and with male ancestors and trauma, then then there's some healing there. But if you can allow yourself to deepen your roots and relax and feel safe with the earth and allow the energy to gently flow back up into you, that can help you with the healing of that aspect. And also, yeah, just noticing these things. I've had clients that had one side, very expansive and connected, and the other side completely contracted. I've had clients that are very contracted and they can't send their roots down into the earth at all, really. But what's beautiful is that as we did work together, as you do work, if that's this case for you, of practicing, even laying on the earth and practicing being in relationship, practicing relaxing and being receiving and opening a safe relationship, then that will allow these things to heal. This will allow these old beliefs, like I was talking about the nervous system and connecting with the crystalline grid. Like you're in that oneness, you're in that unity consciousness, you're in that space where you can transform and uplift and change and morph those old beliefs that you aren't safe, or that you are your trauma, or those places that are harder to let go of in the healing process. So beautiful. I've also had clients that had very gnarly, strong roots that were really deep. And what we realized, like, oh, they need to soften and be more flexible and fluid and watery and maybe a little less earthy. So there may be like ways that would feel better for your body and your soul to experience that connection with the earth. Beautiful. And so while you're here, you're connected to the earth's crystalline grid. Your roots are in, you are a tree of life. Your tree of life is activated. You are safe on the earth. I just invite you to open to the spirit and see if you have any energetic sensations of that. Because if you can feel that in your body, or you have a sensation of movement, or a knowing, or a vision, that can help you really integrate and embody this relationship with the earth and open and evolve like new ways of connecting, new ways of healing and working with the earth and all of nature. I'm hearing a lot of grandmothers singing and chanting kind of the songs of the earth and the song of each of us. Like we each carry a song, a vibration, a symphony, a tone, a chant within us. So also when we connect this is part of this access. Like when we deeply connect this way, we are embodying our song, our heart song, our soul song. We're anchoring it into the grid, the earth. We're anchoring it into the network of communication, of love, of the sweetness of the earth, softening our heart. And letting ourselves deepening the feeling, because nature, the language of nature is feelings, is how we feel. So I invite you now just to tune into that feeling of connection with the earth. And it may feel heavy at first, may feel joyful. Just be whatever you're feeling. And also, many of us who are earth workers, guardians, star seeds, light workers, nature intuitives, all of that. We have experienced a lot of trauma and hard experiences on earth. So the earth wants to help us with that clearing and cleansing as well. But next, I'd like to talk a little about earth empaths, because I think some of you may really relate with this. I personally am an empath. I'm an emotional empath, probably a number of kinds of empath, but I experience other people's feelings, energies, magic, and also earth empath, like feeling the energies of places, of elementals, of the seen and unseen, energies and forces of nature. And so if you relate with this, then thinking about earth, being an earth empath is very powerful. I might even do separate podcast on this. But the earth empath is someone who really feels the earth changes, the Schumann resonance, which is the heartbeat, the solar flares coming in to affect the earth sphere, the evolution, like a lot of different things going on. And the earth empaths tend to be the ones drawn to doing light work and this kind of work. But what I'm noticing in this evolution of our relationship with the earth is we can't do it the way we used to. When I was learning about my empath abilities and that was me and who I am, like I would feel everything and use that, oh, this is a way I can learn about what someone's going through. But it's like, oh my gosh, or even spirits, like what they're going through. It's like, what? It was very intense and too much. And so as I went on, I learned there's a need for boundaries, there's a need for protection, there's a need for ways to honor my body, my physical body, with good practices and ways of being an empath. And some of that required a shift from processing. You know, some of us believe we're supposed to process all the energy of the earth. We're supposed to process all the darkness, process the emotions, process each other's things, the collective. We've done a lot of processing, but that is exhausting. And it also, it doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to carry and hold and process and heal all of that. The earth is ascending. All the energy is lightening, getting upgraded, new fields of energy. So to know that you do not have to process that all. And if that was something you came in as a contract to work with the earth that way, then you can change your contract. We're at the point now or you get to decide if you want to work that way with the earth. Because what I did was I realized it was taking its toll on my body. I have a very sensitive body, energetically, spiritually, magically. And so I asked Spirit, instead of having to process all of these things going on land and all this darkness and this, that, and the other, set me up so I can be a reader of it and I can understand and read and know what it is, but I don't have to run it through my body. And I also, in a lot of my land alchemy practices or practices with other people, I have a lot of things I do to kind of create that clear division, kind of boundary, or maybe it's a better word, for what is mine and what isn't. And even working with, spirits or other people, like I can put essences in a bowl of water in an altar, and like that's for them, it's not for me. And so I think that's an important relationship teaching about having relationship with the earth, having relationship with all these spirits and with others, right? You need boundaries. You need to know you're protected, to know you're safe, to know you're clear. And so having clarity about what your role is or isn't, or what you choose, is very important. So I encourage earth empaths and those who are running a lot of earth energy, collective trauma, all that, like take care of yourself. You don't necessarily have to do all that. Or look at it. Do you? It's a question. So, and also there's something else I want to bring forward about this relationship, because I've really noticed, being a light worker starseed myself, as well as a deep earth worker, like more of my commitment, I think, is to work with the earth. But there's a lot of starseeds, and their commitment is maybe angelic or to work with star energies or divine masters. But to know that if you are working more from the cosmic, and being someone who does both, like to recognize that we are definitely bringing these star codes, bringing these energies, anchoring them on the earth and spreading it out, right? And creating these new grids, anchoring new energies, light codes, all of that. But it's really important to recognize the need and the importance of your connection, like I talked about, embodiment, of going deeper in your body and bringing it all the way through, all the way down into your lower chakras, into your roots, that in order for you to expand and also to be effective, to do your work here, then you need to have your roots deep in the earth, and you need to have a relationship with the earth. Like if you don't have a relationship with the earth, then you're not really effective in a human incarnation with a body. Like that's why you came. If you're just working in the spirit and in those realms, then you could just be dead and be a spirit doing that work. So just a reminder, like to really look at that. And also as part of that, there's also very high frequencies of energy in the central, like the core of the earth, the crystalline, the sun. The energy inside the earth is very high frequency ascension energy. And so what we want to be doing as well in a relationship with the earth is bringing the energy from inside the earth up to the surface and then out to the cosmos, as much as we want to bring the energy from the cosmos down all the way into the center of the earth. So I invite those who may be working in one direction to think about doing both through your body. This is part of, the opening relationship and what I've been sharing here. So I wanted to, if that resonates, great. If not, that's fine too. But I wanted to, remind us all of that relationship, of how the energy runs through us, is part of the reflection of that relationship. So to really be in the new earth energy, to be evolving with it, to be helping with this process, then we need to be bringing spirit and matter and earth, like heaven and earth, together as one in our bodies. So this has been such a beautiful sharing of my kind of, I think, life purpose here, connecting to the spirit of the earth, really connecting in relationship with the earth. So I hope this inspired some beautiful shifts and openings and awakenings to deeper relationship, to explore that more, to lay on the earth and talk to the earth, to working with altars, to connecting with her grid, connecting as a tree, and honoring and loving and bringing that beautiful appreciation and care and tending towards mother, sister, lover, earth. So we'll end with our deep gratitude. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Earth, for being our home, for being our sacred medicine, for feeding, caring for us, giving us such beauty and teachings and wisdom and experiences of creation. So thank you, dear Mother Earth. Thank you, all of creation. Blessed be.